And we're here with Checkers forward Zach Boychuk. So far, the year for you, you've been called up around 20-some-odd games in the National Hockey League. How does it feel for you to be one of the main call-up guys for the Carolina Hurricanes as they make their push here towards the playoffs?
Well, for me, I mean, to be called up this many times throughout the year amongst a group of great Checkers prospects, it definitely feels great. And it's been another interesting year for me. I think if I look to last year, it kind of went the same way. I played about half the games in Albany and played half the games up in Charlotte, and that's been the similar theme this year. So anytime I get called up, it's an exciting time, and even when you get sent down, you get to come down and see your good friends here. So I'm just having fun playing hockey every day and just enjoying my life.
You're one of the guys who, if you watch practice and you watch morning skates, you're one of the guys who brings a lot of energy, brings a lot of life, brings a lot of humor to the guys, in particular in the room too. I mean, I know that everyone takes it as extraordinarily serious on the ice, but away from the game situation, you seem to have a good time with it.
Yeah, there's some guys that have to be very focused and have to put that straight game face on all the time, and there's some other guys like me who just like to go out and have fun and like to joke around, and I know that when I'm having fun and joking around, that's when I play my best, and that's what JD tells me, the coach here in Charlotte, and he tells me, you got to keep the boys up in practice, you got to keep doing what you're doing, and that's what I like to do. So I try and bring that energy and for myself and to pump up my teammates too.
Let's talk about the head coach, Jeff Daniels. You played with him for a couple of years now as one of his go-to guys. When you go up to the National Hockey League and you play for Paul Maurice, is there a way that you have to change the way you play, or do you find it consistent through the American League and the National Hockey League?
I think it's very similar. Obviously, the systems are very similar. You go up there and it's an easy transition. It seems like the little things like the power play breakout and the forechecks and everything it's all similar. But obviously, when you go up, you don't have as much leniency. I think there's times where you're down here, and obviously you're playing more, and it's great, and you can make a few mistakes. But if you're up there, it's a little more strict, and there's a little more pressure. So I think I guess you can't really worry about the pressure. You just got to go out there and play your game, and I try not to change my game.
From your expectations of first-round draft pick coming out of the Western Hockey League, playing your first full pro season in Albany, now coming to Charlotte, spending some time in the National Hockey League in both seasons, do you feel you are where you want to be in terms of your progression as a player and in your development?
Well, yeah, I think you can look at it two different ways. I think as a human being and as a player, you want to play in the NHL as soon as you can. Obviously, not everybody gets to do that, and I was lucky enough when I was 18 that I got a shot and I played a couple games, and it was definitely an eye-opening experience and great for my development. But at the same time, you got to realize that there's steps to making it, and some guys are ready and some guys need a little seasoning. And for me to come down and learn the pro game in Albany last year and get a lot of experience at the end of the year last year, it was great for me. And I came into this season really hoping to make the team out of training camp, and obviously I wasn't able to do that. But I come down here with a good attitude, had a good start to the season, and was rewarded with a call-up later in the year. So I feel like my progress is going very well, and I think it should be just a matter of time before I can make that next step.
Final question. With Jerome Samson spending the remainder of the year in the National Hockey League, a lot of the attention is turned towards you, towards supplying the Checkers with offense. You're one of the guys, top scorers, if not one of the top players in the American Hockey League. So for you, do you feel the pressure to be, when you're on the ice, to not only lead the team by your work ethic, but also by getting on the score sheet?
Yeah, it's a huge loss for us in losing Jerome. He was a great player for us throughout the year, and he was so consistent. All the things that he does is very noticeable. He's a pro, and he's really worked his way up there. So to try and fill his role, I don't think any one guy can really fill his role. I think if you look at our team, and especially our forwards, all the depth that we've had, we have got 4 lines that could probably play, as first lines on many different teams in this league. So we just need to come together as a team, and especially as forwards, and come together and keep playing the way we're playing. We're getting in some tight games here down the stretch, and there's always going to be pressure to put the points up, and especially for an offensive guy like myself. But if you just focus on doing your job and doing your thing, then our team's going to come up on the winning side more often than not.